huge.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to this very special restorative. And thank you to David Bergstrom on the keys tonight. So David does some really amazing offerings on the piano. He does a thing, what are you calling it now?
Intuitive piano readings.
Intuitive piano.
Under the keys also is.
I like it.
It's both.
I wonder why. But I've done it. It's absolutely incredible. So he has this little, is it a baby grand or
it's
full
grand?
Full grand
6'3".
piano. And you get under it. And he just intuitively plays. And it is phenomenal.
It's pretty cool.
And I highly recommend it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we're thinking if this is really popular, maybe we'll have like an intimate kind of session like that at his house where we'll clear out Barb and David's living room and and we'll take turns, you know, going under the grand piano because it is like, oh, so incredible. So yeah, so thank you for coming tonight. Your goal is to chill out and let this little monkey mind just shut up for an hour or so. All right, so we're gonna start off in a prostration pose, which is normally done flat on your belly with your hands behind your head in a prayer position. We're gonna do it with a lot more comfort. So you're literally gonna get on your surfboard here, rest your head to one side, and I'm gonna give you a 5-minute countdown when you're gonna switch sides, but you've got space. So your legs are on both sides of the bottom bolster, your head is resting on the top bolster, and your arms are just resting on the ground beside you. And then Shelly and I are going to come around with some hot stones and sit them maybe between your shoulder blades or your sacrum. So if you feel a little bit of pressure on your back, don't worry, it's just us. So take a minute here to settle in. Get some of your wiggles out. And if you ever get in one of these poses and it just doesn't feel supported in any way, please empower yourself with the ability to move, readjust, get comfortable, because we're here for a long time in restorative asanas. A lot of you have practiced this already, so you know, but if you're new to it, restorative yoga is its own challenge. And the challenge is, again, that monkey mind. Our brain's compulsion to figure something out, solve, check a box off, go to the next thing. We're really tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system when we practice restorative. Mitch, you have a preference? All right, shift your lower back. So one there. Doing enough for two or just doing one? I think we might have enough for two. Killian, you have a preference? Down low, up high? Yeah. How about you, Mr. Morrison? So I think I want you back a little further so that your chin is, so your head is just to the side in this. Yeah, not chin pushing up. Oh, nice. breaths. Every exhalation, allow yourself to surrender a little bit more of your body weight into the surfaces beneath you. Tonight is not about doing. Tonight is about being. You're using that for your knee. Put it back if you were. So in restorative, we're not making deep stretches, one of our goals. We're allowing our breath, the bolsters, the supports, the blocks, the straps, all the tools we use to really hold us up. So that we can once again tap into more subtle systems of care, of safety. While keeping your eyes closed, very slowly turn your head the other direction. Once again, sink down into the surfaces beneath you. Without judgment, simply ask, how much of your worth is tied up in getting things done? How much of our identity have we tied up in our productivity? This practice is a way of asserting the importance of self-care. famous quote, how many things have to happen to you before something occurs to you? This is a practice of combating the effects of stress. It's the antidote for constant busyness. Challenge you this evening as we transition from one posture to the next. Can you keep everything still in your mind, but also can you notice the shifts? They may be very subtle, they may be very big. So before you move, begin to take a deeper inhalation and exhalation. Feel your ribs expand on the back of your body, on the sides of your body, and gently contract as you exhale. With your eyes closed, begin to slide your hands under your shoulders and gently press yourself up onto all fours. Once you're there, just pause. And then once the rocks and the blankets are off you, with your eyes closed, just move through some cat-cow, some flexion and extension of your spine. And a little lateral flexion as well, side to side. come to stillness, eyes closed, and just observe. Slowly press yourself back, either to a kneeling or sitting on your side if your knees don't flex that much. All we're doing is taking the blocks out from under your bolsters and grabbing your strap. So these are very thick blankets. If you do feel the need for something under your head in this supported shoulder stand, make sure it's not a ton of blanket, because you're already going to have your chin towards your chest a little bit, but you can put a little bit of blanket above your head, and then your strap, I should have done this in advance, make a loop. And then that loop is going to go around your thighs. And try not to have the buckle pressing into your skin anywhere. And you're going to come back so that your head and neck are off of the bolster. Your legs are on. The strap is just helping to support your legs being held up together so you don't have to try. I'll come around and help. Usually the strap is the biggest pain. Easy tank. Now you have your rocks still, so if you'd like to put one maybe on your sternum or your stomach, up to you. So head and neck are off. Yeah, keep them back, Susan. So if you think about shoulder stand, right? Similar. Really activating thyroid. And then let's just a little further towards the piano, just like 2 inches, sorry. A little bit more shoulder down on the ground. It's like if you look here, see how her shoulders are down? Yeah. Otherwise, that's going to be too much on your neck over time. So you should have your shoulders enough off. Yep. There we go. See if you get back up more towards the front. Good. So feel bar. Good. All right. Again, another hard task. Relax. Alright, everyone feels secure. They're not going to fall off their little platform. Good. Looks good. So begin to take a deeper breath in. Most of us tend to live our lives in a pretty activated nervous system. Not all the time, but just kind of always on, right? Our society has bred us to get notifications, answer all those incessant messages. So we have really put a big pressure on ourselves as far as our nervous systems are concerned. So give yourself a little mental pat on the back for coming here tonight and really giving that nervous system exactly what it needs. some space, some peace, some breath, some stillness. So again, we're not going for some supreme stretch. We're simply making the conditions right for rest. There's a story about a Chinese bamboo tree. After the seed is planted, the farmer waters the soil every day. 1 year passes, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and yet nothing appears above the ground. But in the 5th year, the bamboo suddenly shoots up nearly 80 feet in just a few weeks. Was it only growing in those weeks? Or was it growing the entire time? For years, it was building a root system beneath the soil, strong enough to support the height it was about to reach. Sometimes growth doesn't look like progress. Sometimes growth looks like rest, stillness, waiting. But beneath the surface, something essential is taking shape. Begin to take a deeper breath in. Start to bend your knees, reaching for the strap around your legs. Gently release the strap. And once the strap is off, you're just going to take your feet to both sides of the bolster onto the mat. Knees bent, feet down on your mat. And a little bridge pose to come out of this. So press your arms by your sides. Push into your feet, push into your arms, lift your hips, and then slide that bolster under your back off to the side or down. Pausing for just a moment in your bridge pose. And then as you come out of bridge, come down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow and controlled till you're all the way down. And once you're down, just rest for a moment again. Notice. And notice our tendency as humans to want to rush to the next pose. You can just kind of laugh about it. Alright, as you're ready, go ahead and roll to your left side. And then push yourself up to a seat. So for this next one, it's a supported forward fold. So if you're really, really tight in your hamstrings, and if that tightness is more at the top of your hamstrings and a little blanket, something under your rear end, if the tightness is more at the insertion down by your knees, then take a little blanket fold just under your knees a little bit. And then we're going to have one bolster horizontal across your shins, and the other bolster vertical, and then oblique. And you're going to fold forward, arms just resting on that farther away bolster. And if the block's not particularly comfortable, you could maybe take that block under the top bolster to make it a little nicer for your forehead. And if you need more height, let me know. I'll bring another blanket or bolster around. Here, let me give you another bolster. Keep those blocks light. And you can also turn turn your bolster sideways, by the way, to give yourself a little more height. Parasympathetic nervous system doesn't respond well to common demands of our society. It's not good with multitasking, deadlines, constant input, but it does very much respond to what you're doing right now. Slow, still. With every exhale, feel your body sink a little deeper down into the bolsters, down into the block. Relax your jaw, soften your temples. In yogic philosophy, there is a word, Maya. Maya is the illusion that we are somehow not enough, not productive enough, successful enough, peaceful enough. The world whispers that something is missing. But yoga gently reminds us that beneath the striving and the stories of the mind, nothing essential is missing at all. Our practice tonight is not about becoming better. It's about seeing more clearly and remembering the quiet wholeness that is already here. a deeper breath in. With your eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a seat and pause. Notice, listen. And slowly open your eyes. I'm going to transition onto our right hip. We're going to have one bolster here, kind of right up against this hip. We're going to have a blanket with some space in between, because the space in between is for your shoulder. And then your second bolster could go between your legs. So the bolster is right under your rib cage. So your right shoulder is free. And then if it's okay with the left shoulder, if you don't have any injuries, you can try extending your left arm up by your ear here. If that's too much, do like a little bend of your left elbow. Or maybe you just need a little bit of support. I'll walk around and maybe put things under things. Really breathe in to your left side waist. If that's too much, bend your elbow a little. If your mind begins to wander to thoughts of the past or the future, don't get frustrated with yourself. That's what the human brain does. It allows us to create, to to work it just like we work other parts of our body. To not get carried away. To remember that this moment is what matters. This breath, this heartbeat. Begin to draw a deeper breath in. Slide your left hand to your right hand. And pause. Notice. And then very slowly, just roll yourself around to the other side, maybe taking the bolster out between your legs first. Same setup. Left shoulder is free. Left side of your head is supported. And your right arm is swept possibly over your ear. If that's too much, a little bend in the elbow, or some support with a bolster or a blanket or a block. Remembering that tonight we're not going for deep stretches. nervous system has two main modes: to mobilize and to settle. Mobilized helps us problem solve, gives us drive. It's really how we get things done. The other side, the side we're tapping into tonight, is that parasympathetic, often called rest and restore. This is where digestion improves, tissues repair, hormones regulate, and the mind begins to quiet. using your hands to press yourself up to a seated position. I'm out of bolsters, so Shelly's going to show half frog with the bolster under her leg. So there's two versions of this. This is good if your hips really could use it, or if you put it under your torso and just have your knee out to the side in that position too. That can also feel nice. Which one feels better, Shelly?
Well, I mean, I'm really bendy, so
I know you
I
are.
like down, but probably this is better.
Yeah. All right, so take your poison under your belly or under your right knee. And a good rule of thumb is if you feel it stretch right away in restorative, then it is too intense and you need to go down because we're in here a long time. Oh, sorry. There we go. All right. That one, yes, that can be too much. Okay. All right. So really breathe into your back, into your ribs, to your sides. Sometimes growth looks like rest. Sometimes it looks like stillness. Fill your lungs with a deeper breath. Slowly extend your right leg straight. Bring your forehead down. Pause. Again, notice the tendency that we have to want to go to the next thing real quick. You can find humor in that. And then as you're ready, if you have a bolster under your knee, you'll have to move it to the other side. If it's under your torso, all you have to do is bend your left knee. If your mind has begun to wander, it's an opportunity to notice and to consciously draw it back, using whatever means works for you, whether that is focusing on your inhale and your exhale, the sensation of your body in this shape. Maybe it's the flow, the movement of your breath in and out. extend your left leg straight. Turn your forehead to your bolster or the floor. Bring your hands up under your shoulders and gently press yourself up onto your knees, onto all fours. Okay, yogi's choice. You're either going to do a little legs up the wall or supported child's pose. So if you're doing supported child's pose, it's at least two bolsters, but your knees have to be able to flex that much. And you're gonna come down, scoot your little hands under the bolster, and that is a nice one if your knees do that. If your knees are like, absolutely not, you're going to, with as little fanfare as possible, bring your yoga mat over to a wall and a bolster over to the wall. You're gonna sit with your right hip against the wall, and this takes time to do it. Okay, otherwise you're inchworming, trying to get your butt up against the wall. Okay, so those are your options. Supported child's, if you feel like you really could use lots of earth, lots of grounding, child's pose is definitely the best for that. But if you would like a little inversion, if you've got any collection of fluid in your lower legs, or your legs are stiff or sore, legs up the wall is perfect. Barb, we got wall. We'll find you wall. Yeah, right there. Take some blocks. Otherwise, that bolster will slip all around, especially on these floors. They're slippery. All right. Shoe on there. It's gonna slip. Okay. Yeah.
This is being the easy.
The next few moments, just feel good about the fact that nothing needs to be added for this to feel complete. a warm towel in your hands. This is going to be for Shavasana, so just hold on to it. We're just going to be in this pose for about a minute. And then you can make your way into your final position of the evening, Shavasana, with a warm hand towel on your eyes if you like. And if you're at a wall, I really like Shavasana with your feet still in contact with the wall. So you just kind of scooch your way back. Before you move that way, just pause with your knees bent if you're at the wall. If you're in child's pose, gently press into your hands, come up onto all fours and pause. Taking a moment to honor what was, honor the transition, and get out of that hamster wheel of thought that makes us have to move from one thing to the next fast. So if you're at the wall, gently roll to your side, whichever side has the least amount of things next to you. And then if you're at the wall, you're going to scooch your bolster away enough so that your feet are resting on the wall. The bolster is under your knees. And then if you are in all fours, you're going to set yourself up away from the wall like so. You can take your nice little warm towel and place it over your eyes. And then if you have a blanket close by, another thing I really like for Shavasana, just to ground you a little bit, is to have a little bit of weight across your vital organs. It just has a nice, even a bolster has a nice little effect. It's like a weighted blanket. There's a reason they sell them. Before you totally relax, take a moment to draw about 50% of your weight, the effort it would take to pull 50% of your weight up away from the floor. And then on a big audible exhale out your mouth, let that go. If there's any residual holding, feel free to do that one more time. Picture a color that you associate with healing. Become very aware of the air moving in through your nostrils. And imagine that air is the color of healing. As you breathe in, picture that health, that life, that vitality moving into your system. Not only into your lungs, get creative. See, feel, visualize that color running all the way down through your spine. Imagine that color filling up the space behind your eyes. See that color run its way down your throat and neck, into your shoulders, into your arms, into your fingers. And as you slowly begin to move your fingers, that color gets a little more vibrant. Again, envision that color, that healing color moving into your torso, into every vital organ. Down into your hips, into your pelvis, down into your upper legs, past your knees, your lower legs, into your ankles and feet and toes. And as you slowly begin to wiggle your toes, that color gets a little more vibrant down there at your feet. And then just slowly stretch and move. All the while seeing that color coursing through your body, filling you up. And on a big inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. Feeling more alive. And as you're ready, roll to your left side, your lunar side, resting your head on your left arm, your knees bent. Just like you did in your practice, pause here and notice the shifts. Use your hands, your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, which is probably on the top of your bolster. And place one hand over your heart center, the other hand over that hand, and let your chin drop. Take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for this heartbeat under your hands, this breath in your lungs, this community of people around you. Thank you so very much for taking some time at the end of your weekend to breathe, to move, to be still. May the benefits of your practice not be rolled up with your yoga mat. Take them out the doors with you into your world. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you again. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you to David Bergstrom.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
do that every
Sorry
night?
if I got your feet.
I was just saying, I do it.
He does.